So, so let's break down tonight's of Friday Night Smackdown. So, Friday Night Smackdown was a really good show tonight in St. Louis. So we get one descriptions, all of my descriptions right here on my bottom of my screen below. So anyone that buy something like merchandise, you may go on sale on. So WrestleMania to announce at is coming in here at 2 weeks time on April 18th, on April 19th. So I like a part of SmackDown tonight. It was a really great show. So after so to get to you get two separate ways, and it's so much more. So I like a part of SmackDown was a great title show on that. So so let's go live right here. Here's the imaging to know about tonight's SmackDown. So so let's just start with first off tonight's SmackDown. I just said a Fumble is ready for until WrestleMania 42. Well, after so this was after so another shots of tons of superstars at backstage. I can insert a full recap of this video. I was just showing what happened last week on from last week's on SmackDown. So no, I mean from last week on Monday Night Raw. So by that, I did last week with Monday Night Raw. Last Monday, interviewing Cody Rhodes and Stephanie McMahon. Agent went live into the area for Randy Orton's entrance music hits. Well, after he spent a long time letting his music play as he peeks into the ring in his hometown St. Louis crowd, Mystic wanted to sue for him has deposit. After bringing a heel like a heel tone and he couldn't help but after just a small when they started chanting his name. Well, after he pointed out his family, so into a Wendy Orton's kids, his wife. Oh, what's it Wendy Orton's wife's name? Oh, let me see. Hold on. Let me look it up here. Give me 1 second. So, I've been looking up that Wendy Orton's wife's name is Kim Marine. Yeah, Kim Marine is her wife. I think. Hold on. Give me 1 second here, guys. let me look it up quick. Randy Orton's wife's name. Okay, so her wife's name is Randall Keith Orton. So this is her wife. So, let me see where I'm at. Okay. So, after he spent a long time letting his message play has in peace, celebrating his home. Okay, I'm on the bottom here. After he pointed out his family into the front row and said, he is doing all of this for them, and what came across as more wasn't half of a just baby face promo and then anything else. He tried to add some hair tone lines, but also all it did was make the crowd cheer out loud. Also had suspended until Cody Rhodes came out and got into a fight that started with him, and it wasn't in a big surprising tone. It was Pat McAfee show up and kicked Cody Rhodes below to the belt, and before hoping Randy Orton continue, so Anderson assisted, he gave a hair promo adjustment. Andrew Survival continued to keep Cody Rhodes grounded with a steel seal. So, and there was a lot of sponsors about who Randy Orton has been talking to onto the phone, but it was Pat McAfee. And it was probably the last person anyone expected it to be, and mostly that is not always a good thing. Okay, this is what's interesting here. And then interferes Wyndham and just nothing to help, and already complex Randy Orton looked like a bigger threat to the title. And two of Stephanie McMahon should take it as compliment that it seems not like her father, the way WWE and just cameras and doing a close-up and makes it all to the fans into the background. It wasn't looks like NPC as in old video games. Until we saw Pat McAfee running down to every at St. Louis team, like St. Louis Blues hockey. Yeah, I heard when Pat McAfee said about St. Louis Blues, it's not in the playoff, or St. Louis Cardinals. So I need to get some heating was kind of funny until Pat McAfee has always been a big cheerleader for WWE. So I've been hearing him run to the public company was downfield for this full story. So here's the next match. So I'll see some of the highlights when I also watched the show about 2.5 to 3 hours ago. let me see here. Let me see. I got some highlights when I saw this live. I think. Let me see. Okay, so the gentleman Pat McAfee says attack Cody Rose. This is what makes sense. So, okay, it's time to say, says King. So, let me see. I think this is the most, like, WCW thing Davey ever did into the most possible way. Well, I was thinking about I know what just happened to amazing views between upper wrestlers. It's not all this is falling. I really think. So, welcome to the World Show on off music bottles, but the best I did. I think it's to tone to the part of time, like coming to it here, the JDTF all day thinking it was twisted, or just makes sense. A brain ways would have been better at last made sense. I was imagining finding a way to win a Cody Rhodes against Randy Orton's feud for months. Only Jimmy can do that. Or John has it here, I think. I think Pat McAfee better be ready for Cody Rhodes. Will be coming for him for now, all smiles. Okay, this is really odd. So, and that was again funny. It doesn't make sense. He drops. I think I'm saying that wasn't that loves Pat McAfee has a person in this character work. I know, but it just feels like a Travis Scott move that no one asked for. So, I think it's just supposed to impress us. So, it's so is that who Randy Orton's been talking to, like Pat McAfee? I like Pat McAfee in WWE. He really said this was his biggest WrestleMania feud with a loud mouth of just coming to. And he typically spoken as Cody Cook. It just is straight. Like, I think about WCW 200 of 200s of trash. I just said the days. So here's the next part. Let me see. I don't know what does Pat McAfee have anything to do with the history between Cody and Randy Orton. I know who is he, never heard of him. probably Dave Bautista, I think. I just might think it's Pat or Sonny what once again just make a believable story. I think of Cody Rhodes brings a heel tone that also sees himself as a good guy because he said that facing a public comment is really that simple. That people were never going to boo and turn on Randy Orton. I just think business needs saving, so we got our part-time and also podcast host to relative Randy Orton for WrestleMania was at for WrestleMania this year. It might was to Jesse Barter sooner. It's not edible. So I really think here's the next one. Andrew was Randy Orton whispering to Cody Rhodes. Okay, this is really weird. I think crazy how he says completely nothing to care out entirely this feud. I think he said this isn't Smackdown. This is Jesse W. Friday Night Nitro. He is saying that Triple H. I'm sorry for Cody Rhodes. I don't like this. I'm not here, so I don't have to try to explain it to my confused the front row family. I didn't know they gonna add Sunny Rowe to Cody Rhodes' side and let it hang. Wasn't be a main even. I don't think it's the police buzz is taking out everything is. Kevin says there's no way. I used to a guy that was running a reboot for years, and he is now kissing taking O's, but so I know he was mistake just the script. I remember what he said last time. So moving on. So here's the next match. So we have Mason goes 1-on-1 against Rhea Ripley. I think last time in 4 asses, Mason lost to Steve Cargill on Smackdown March the 13th, and Rhea Ripley undefeated Big Fab on Smackdown March 27th. I just saw a 4th match this week. I think we saw Rhea Ripley, the battle of one of the women's who turned on hold from last week. It was missing. Wasn't after a couple of minutes, and Ripley was in control, but I just got distracted when Jay Cargill so at the ringside, just allowed to miss it to hit a Simmons simplex, has also cut to the break. I guess Connor truly made a comeback and News Hope PRISM trap of submission hold to get to the victory. She wanted to let go of the hold into Big Fab attack. Hold it took some help from a Sky to send Say Cargill and her friends or packing up. So, I was even to the outcome was extremely possible. This was a so back and forth match. And it is probably the best Vincent has looked in quite some time. And the winner of this match is Rhea Ripley. Agent of Vincent is easily the most audio was massive in audio pre-edited movements in Jerry said the facts that she was never held a singles title in Jerry or NXT is ridiculous. And it looked like she conquered the skin and low my bed to make her jacket. It wasn't a brightness, little color in arrow. When Ripley forces also as look nasty missing so it possibly missing person when look good. So here's the next match. We have Uncle Hattie, White 6 taking on against Tanga. Well, a last time info as the White 6 has been undefeated the MVTs of Smackdown March 13th. Tanga had some horror words for Solo Sikoa about why they are fighting over a lantern, so Agent Solo told him to go fight with Uncle Hattie. Agent was up to the task, but he said he wanted to do it alone. But he's right. So I just said just commit a break to Kane quickly, but Tonga was probably in control at that point. Wasn't neither man had to receive stable with them, so it was a full fight for once. And yes, it was a pretty physical match. But it felt like something was missing. There was no make sense. I ended up guessing to anything. It felt more like they were going through the pieces and then having a bottle go off match, which is how you should have felt. Uncle Hattie had Tiger locked in the mandible claw. It went so up and tried to interfere with this lantern. So this was a lantern. And just a referee caught him and Tiger told him he wanted to do this a long before. This turned White into his sister Abigail to give Uncle Hattie the win. Was it after the match? Tiger whipped the lantern out of Solo hands, allowed Uncle Hattie to reclaim it. It looks like the MTs have some management problems to deal with. So, in the winner of this match, Uncle Hattie. Well, I would be skipping the age for Uncle Hattie was a warring seasons since it was other color entrance Jerry has right now. After stepping away, the soul when Tama yanked him out, him Egypt at the top rope. It was great. So, now you between Trick Williams and Sami Zayn hype into WrestleMania 42. Well, the shit of Sami Zayn was talking to Nick Aldis at backstage. It was before it's aggressive to a promo, but Trick Williams' music hit, and he came to the ring with Lychty by his side. MJ Boston gave a speech about how Trick Williams will win the US title at WrestleMania from Sami Zayn. Trick Williams called for some Apollo, but it led to Sami Zayn coming to the ring instead. Anderson himself told Trick Willie that he is in over his head because he is about to step into the ring with one of the best the crowd was behind, and Trick Williams more than Sami Zayn with makes the excitement even more awkward. Agent of Kamala Hayes stood up and said he is upset with how things went down from last week's. After he and Sami Zayn went back and forth about after what just happened, until Model talked him into a rematch for tonight's. And Sami Zayn is going to end the excitement goes by crossing Trick Williams with also the top rope. The excitement has started off weak, but it finished strong with the desert of a title bout to the main card. Well, after we heard about Ticket 52 gave a promo announcement to distracted at Drew McIntyre in a pre-record fail. Let me see what he said. Let me see here. Let me find it. So give me 1 second here, guys. Let me see. I don't have it, I think. So let's move on. Well, Agent Mid-Second 52 said in this video, I've been locked up. No, I've been here for every day when I'm locked up. I've been here on Smackdown, he said. If anything was getting booed, a little lucky to help he beat Kamala Hayes for the belt out of nowhere. After a trick was made too many giggle soaks, it stopped fighting the most memory. So here's the next match. So we have Matt Cardona against Ghost 101 against Aleister Black. A last-minute info asks Matt Cardona lost to Randy Orton on SmackDown March 27th. Aleister Black has been undefeated Sami Zayn on SmackDown March 20th. Wasn't after they had a run-in backstage on the inside of the show, it was Matt Cardona. So, agent when Matt Cardona wants to speak with Nick Aldis, it really happens at the match. Anya and Oscar Black met for a singles match, and Selena Vega complained Black disagreeing has personal, and he started with some simple takedowns, but Matt Cardona insult his own was giving him some problems. And it became the man to focus to reduce and destroy. And it made sense for this match to become about Matt Cardona's own, but it also prevented them from having some kind of contest. We know they could have had with no headaches, and they did some different work in this bout. But you could also see their lack of experience in working together. I personally bet both men wasn't so it wasn't all it was, but what if they have more matches, they will probably improve on this one. Until Oscar Black took to the victory in this one, but there is a good sense. This is just the fourth match in an ongoing feud. So in the winner of this match, Oscar Black. As it went into Matt Cardona was still wearing a cast on his left arm. So this was left arm right here. Agent Black entrance continues to be a highlight every time we get to see it. It's one of the best produced entrants. It's a private company right now. So here's the next match. Agent Bailey in live hockey against Leslie Bliss in Unsolid Flair. A lot of info asks when Bailey in live hockey lost to the Invisible Force on Raw March 30th. Agent Leslie Bliss in Solid Flair lost to the Butter Twins on Smackdown March 27th. As you said, the next match on the main card was a live hockey in Bailey. A year of fighting Solid Flair and Leslie Bliss ahead of the Fatal 4-Way and tag title bout until WrestleMania 42. Wasn't all the fault of these women are babyface, but there is a lot of history between Flair and Bliss and Bailey, so there was enough mostly to make it feel a bit more personal. It lighted and solid ended up as the first legal compares after Bliss and Bailey fought out to the ring. So cut to point break with Bliss and Flair in the 12. I knew what the most of this match was fine. I just the facts that Bailey and I were booked to lose clean this close to WrestleMania. It felt like a strange call of bookings. I get one of the teams fighting for the titles to look weak. It gets close to superiority doesn't make much sense, but a great fitness is still better than interference. Egypt we saw Lazarus in 96 so up. It took out all 4 women, so the results felt necklace of anyway, and the winner on this match, Charlotte Flair and Mr. Bliss. So, agent of R-Truth, Sonia Gallo, and Candice LeRae had a quick basket assessment that was so funny. Agent when Divine Top responded to Secret Part 2's video, ended with one of his own that pointed out Secret Part 2 criminal background. Agent said something to DDT from Liz, almost ended in gesture, but she had in pocket, recovered and made a book. Isn't going to end. So, instead of R-Truth and Jerry Priest against Kate Wilson in the Miz tag titles. Adam lasted in full asses when Jerry Priest and R-Truth has been undefeated the MVTs on Smackdown March 20th. After two, Kate Wilson and The Miz had their first match as bonus this week. After it was a title bout against R-Truth and Jerry Priest to boot before heading to the ring, there was Dan Hassan. Agent of Dan Hassan to bring over to remove the cost for Miz and Kate Wilson, but the alias should yell at him. So I guess the cost was still offended when Kate Wilson and Truth started for their teams. I think it was really clear that this would be a comedy match at its called. I think this week's soap was pretty weak overall in adding this match didn't do it any favors. And they didn't do a bad job, but it was just all predictable outcome. Agent of Dan hasn't arrived and wanted the Miz to tag him in. So this was confusing to the Miz to tagging him. So this was too confused. Well, I think the ref tried to tell him that it wasn't illegal. And since the alias to scream at him to go away, he tried to talk to the ref, the Truth, to tag in Dan Hassan instead. Agent Miz tried to take out Dan Hassan with his finisher, but he disappeared again, made it look like the Miz was going to win. Agent the referee Sony had a problem with his arm due to Dan Hassan causing him. So yes, and you read that correctly, and Jerry Priest was in the win for his team, but the ref still was acting like his arm was in pain. I just thought of this was so funny, but most of it felt like a waste of time. And the winner of this match, R-Truth and Damian Priest. Well, I was thinking about that hasn't had a singles WWE match just yet. And it was that Cody loves his SHTICK. It will be interesting to see how he is booked once he starts competing soon. It's just amazing Sony what he is arguing. He makes anyone he fights look good. So this is our main event for this week's. It's just amazing goes taking on against Kamala Hayes and men's US title. I did last year in Ashes. Sami Zayn has been arguing Kamala Hayes on Smackdown March 27th. So this week's our main event was the United States 7% rematch between Sami Zayn and Kamala Hayes. And that they agreed to on the inside the show, and they got started with about 30 minutes left inside the show, so we knew this wouldn't be a very long match. So as soon as it begins, they wasted no time looking up and trading holes into Trick Williams and like ill. Yossi said to watch the match, and that's just an announced table after the show went to its final break. After to Kamala Hayes and hitting Hayes dive, making 78 leg surgery, and we all know how well these two work together. Was it after due forcing massive so it should come has no surprise that they ended up putting on the best as a performance of the night. After both men hit each other with their best shots, but it was Sami Zayn who Evans had set a winner thanks to his hula kick attacked Sami Zayn after the match, and Yai swung in to help him. And the winner of this match, Sami Zayn. As it went, we saw Cody Rhodes attacked Kate Wilson after his tag match, and then ranted about Randy Orton and Pat McAfee. After Kamala Hayes might be the only person who can make Boston look very cool. So this is our Safari War. So after Friday's Smackdown had some highlights, but the episode as a whole was one of the last visible episodes and wasn't mainly with insane. So after last week, it's close to WrestleMania, and Jerry has to deal with having most of the big matches already to board, which means it needs to find ways to fill some time between now and Superior Eves. This was Sunny is a lot of empty storyline to promise in predictable moments. A Pat McAfee Sonic Randy Orton was going something but not losing in a good way. So when you only watch one day from the show, make it that US tell about. So it was really good. So I really like this part of the assessment. So speaking what R2 said about Summit Day, I was what you said, R2. I don't get yourself of cost. So R2 thinks about that hasn't is Oscar. Okay, this was strange. They was the same person. I think of R2 comedy best or well most of the times. I like his songs, but at many times he's about to be released again. I hope not. I, I don't see R2 getting released again. I hope not. It's going to happen sooner. So I just need to release him, but this does not make any sense to let him go again. This is Jerry Lee's fault. So let me see. Let me see here. It looks like you're asking about R-Truth, what publicity when he was released. From recent reports just been confusing and conflicting rumors are true. It was temporary policy stated that R2 was never currently released from WWE. The process was online. Some highlights had claimed it was a personal decision, but those reports appear to be currently on basis of misstating such disappearance of R2 backing up last year's was reported due to a time away from TV, where he did a contract to terminations. Saw a quality to daily medicine. Instead of R2 is still represented with a public company, it was not currently released. Him. Okay. When you want, I can give you a timeline of R2 recent daily appearance, his absence, so you can't see what currently happens. What happens would like me to do that? Well, I don't want to see him get released again. I hope not. I like R2 with what he's doing now. Well, I love R2 unless it is sent to the show. I know R2 will be the fourth person that will be infallible against that Hassan, of course. I'm asking about that Hassan and R2 probably a comedy show. Agent Jimmy Priest was a beast, one of the best of a certain Jimmy Lee, causing him to be comedy with 12. Thank you, 868. I used to do a assessment where R2 says, you are cost to Danhausen. And then Danhausen comes out for a few weeks with no makeup, no outfit, says ain't no more dude on Smackdown. I like R-Truth and all Juan Cunnings. He's funny, and he makes me laugh and crack me up. I like R-Truth is so hardest maybe beats that one to finally get WEPA or Damian Priest has been trying to so hard on him. I know what I'm confused, he said about Asuka. This does not make any sense. I think he would say Danhausen must stay, but I would say he's Asuka in even funnier, I think. I like Danhausen or Truth, or who's more funny. I love everything that is wrong with our Truth. Truth is golden boy. He cracks me up every time. I just want Tony saw you in Smackdown tonight and ask her, are you going to cause AO or Ripley? I can't wait until we get a assessment with our 12 engine Hansen and get it will be hilarious. So this is gonna be 12 and Hansen. Might be a tag team together. That's what cracks me up every time I watch this live show. So I just said she went to performing at state level in her hometown, and Jamie has been doing these music calls almost lately. In St. Louis car tomorrow is going to be different. So as we read all Smackdown is an energy we needed tonight. St. Fitz to WWE for possibly from NXT to Smackdown. So as we read, it's really in it right now. I love to see it. So I'm gonna take my time. This show starts tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. And that was an interesting match of Danhausen to check if referee gives cost. I've been sent out to Danhausen for 7 at the show. For the first time, I reacted out loud to anything that happened tonight. I just look at all routines into the comments saying this sucks, lining up. And that was good fun entertainment. For once, when R2 has a tag team partner that is more like unfortunately more than he is. He was tagging with Damian Priest. Okay, this is weird. I think this match had me dying laughing to thank you, Danhausen. It was an interesting match. Danhausen is undefeated in cost. Very evil, very tag team. This was that big mistake. So he was in 2K26 as well. So So here's the last one. Cody Walsh said, "I know what you're gonna do. Follow me? It should work out for you that last time." And Cody Walsh is not holding back. So I was thinking about Cody Walsh might turn heel again very soon. Is he really calling out the final boss to exhaust The Rock? Probably maybe. I like Cody Walsh trying hard to put some in his feud. And it is wrong with him, or is this also just scripted? I didn't want to the point of Cody Walsh playing it again. Well, I didn't like Cody Walsh saying that. Cody Walsh says Pat McAfee Wayne supposed to answer the phone with Major Orton, like it's like we have Disco informed was that the song man is a AWO. He's got a point. I am holding those forces inside my head. I've been playing, but you don't want to hear what they have to say. Well, when he also playing onto the phone with Pat McAfee, it's like Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. I've been referring of Jessica informed has said the song man instead of Hulk Hogan. It could was stays very Jessica informed. So Jerry didn't miss Cody Mayday for following him since. I remember that day before he was fired sustained. So it was back in 2016. I remember that day before I just watched that all clip. Richard Cody Rose was fired from WWE back in 2016 after losing his first job at Mr. Bowles Bagels, which lead to a successes in his life. After he posed to work, he later joined Bullet Club in Japan Pro Wrestling and became a prominent figure in the independent scenes. It was before returning to WWE back in 2022. Okay, this is funny. And AEW hasn't missed him either. I was a toxic. There's been calling says attacks indicate sold. I like at this point what are you doing, says. I'm enjoying aiming at the wall and see what sticks. Dude, you got fought about his own company came back and won the titles. Well, I didn't remember since then. Well, this was 2016, since about 2 years. So, and that was pretty lame. I'm just doing when you order the forces in the head. I'm just getting hot Come on, let's go. This is a massive return to energy into the area. It's supposed to end right now. As you may have said, kiss Mike. I think what he said. I just said it isn't a full story or cause it is just called the same on St. Louis full lying out like a dead fish for this Paulo. I love Cody Rhodes always, but the voice has when disputed that even has been many years for we didn't need City Road or Matt Cardona even true. I love them both, and we should didn't need Pat McAfee or all people when he was supposed to be teasing something real big very soon. And please bring Prince back. Okay, this is really weird here. And Cody says went full mode into Robinson in that final line about getting a final line. It was yesterday's news about comparing Pat's big reveal to Jessica informed to classic set in JO. I really feel like the old Cody Rose and we miss the one who Cody calls it how it is that easy hit. And giving answers to the fourth orbital. I think he might do something, I really think. So, here's the last one. He said, I am putting those forces inside my head of finally, and Cody Rhodes is heading up. I just the forces are getting hard. And yet at a time when Cody Rhodes hits it, he has every right to be hated, and we can always count on QB1 to carry everything on his back and save it. Well, I just at the time when Steven McMahon had his story heading up of big times, and not only for Cody Rhodes to get it of 4 days later. So, this isn't 2024 anymore, this is 2026. Cody Rhodes is doing the best to win this Pat McAfee choice. I get that point when he had to say. So all you guys, thank you for coming here and support my reviews every Fridays on Mondays and Wednesdays. So that's it for this week's. So let's do some live polls a minute here. I know you're watching Smackdown, but I think it's about time to drop this. Episode 17 was a mere week. So, let me see. As report to PWSL, USB with January depth that incident to Pat McAfee. Agents that made the order in Tony shoreline came from a taking out snaps that January can have team. And it was also told to indicate that it may have even come from CEO of taking on true that is. So this is the ideas reporting schemes from the agreement with SPN reporting the deal to broadcast the first hour of its each night of Resident Orlando Sanos. I am recording on the road to WrestleMania to save the business. So that's really strange for Pat McAfee and Randy Orton. So let me see. Just a minute. So here's Randy Orton. His word, his T-shirt, or kill anybody. And that's Pat McAfee right here with Randy Orton. And they walking out so that backstage or they are leaving. So let's wait and see that coming next. Let me see. So here's a last one here when Pat McAfee and Randy Orton attacked Cody Rhodes before. So this is Randy Orton right here. He's grabbed his arm into the ropes. This is Pat McAfee standing right here. And Cody Rhodes has knocked down. So let's do a live pulse right away. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here, guys. So we have 78% really liked it, 9% is alright, and 9% didn't like it. So let's go to my Twitter poll. Give me 1 second for this week's. So we have 7% really liked it, 7% is alright, and 7% didn't like it. Well, I hope you guys have a great Friday, have a great weekend, you guys, and happy Easter, all you guys. Happy Easter on this coming Sunday. So I will do reviews tomorrow night on NXT Super Level tomorrow night. So I hope you guys have a great Friday, have a wrestling night, have a great weekend. And we will see you guys tomorrow at any state available. And I'll see you this time. So have a great Friday. Have a great weekend, you guys. I'll see you this time. Have a good one, guys. Peace.